How's it going out there, my fellow inventors? We are back again for another video on the Let's Talk Black Business YouTube channel. I'm Tamon Jameson, and I want to continue what we have been talking about with regards to taking an invention from creation all the way to production and getting it on the market. So in my last video, I talked about the choices that I was making between two different manufacturers and really deciding on which manufacturer I wanted to go with. I had a couple meetings with manufacturer number one, as well as a couple meetings with manufacturer number two, based on some of the things that they were saying to me, as well as the pricing model, time frame, and things of that nature. I went with one manufacturer over the other, and it's been a few months, so things have been going on. Of course, the manufacturer has been dealing with not just me as a client, but also other clients as well. So it's not a quick process. And if you've been following this for any length of time, or you're in the middle of doing some inventions or patenting and things like that, you also are aware that this is not a quick process. So over the past few months, I've been going back and forth with the manufacturer, specifically with the engineer who's designing on the project. And I'm happy to announce that in my hand, I have my blueprints for the product. Now at this stage, I will be reviewing those blueprints. We've been going back and forth a little bit, so they kind of have an idea of some of my specs, but I really want to look at the blueprints now in depth to make sure that those specs are specifically what I want them to look like. At that point, we'll be beginning to manufacture a minimum viable product, which is like a prototype. This will be a working prototype that will be taking what I have as far as my renderings and my drawings, as well as what the engineer has now as far as official blueprints, and putting those into action and getting the manufacturer to actually build one that we can actually use in the marketplace. In addition to creating that product and making sure we get that prototype made, I'll also be going back to my patent attorney and discussing with him the next steps with regards to moving it from strictly patent pending to starting the next phase of the process. And what that entails is moving the patent from a non-provisional patent to a provisional patent. And of course, there's some steps that involves with that. For those of you who have gone through the process of patenting an item, as well as have patented one before, you know that this is the longer portion. It usually takes a couple years from beginning to end to have a patent issued. And this stage of the game is the longest portion, because you'll be going back and forth with the United States Patent and Trade Office. They'll, of course, say, hey, we want a little more information from you, or we need it changed a little bit here, a little bit there. So we're beginning that process now. So that's the discussions I'll be having with the patent attorney that I currently am utilizing, asking him whether we should go ahead and start that transition right now using the blueprints that I already have from the engineer, or whether we should go ahead and wait until I physically have the product in my hand and tweak the drawings and renderings a little bit more before we submit it and begin that transition from a non-provisional patent to a provisional patent. So that's just a quick update, guys. I know it's been a few months, but of course, you know, this is going to be a lengthy process. So I wanted to give you guys an update on what's happening. Again, those drawings came in to me from the engineer just last week, so I wanted to update you on what's happening with that. Of course, I will keep you posted and abreast on what's happening throughout this process every step of the way. I'd also love to hear any comments or questions that you have regarding this process, any resources that you might want me to point you out to, or just some general words of encouragement. I would ask that you leave those in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so that as I go through this process, you'll get notified and you will know that a new video has been uploaded, and you can follow the progress all the way till the end. So with that being said, thank you again for another few minutes of your time to listen and learn more about the patent process. Look forward to keeping you abreast on the next step. And until that time, let's continue to talk black business.